Notice how hopefully the mic will now immediately sound completely different because why would Windows ever keep anything the same ever? Why? Does it sound different? Probably too loud or too quiet or something. I don't know. Everything is wrong. That sounds loud. I will not go to the store and get your stupid overlay. Hate you, Windows 11. Yeah, JWee, so the only reason that I had to restart the stream is because I'm still using Windows 11 for Factorio. When I set everything up on the Windows 10 partition, all I did was just make sure that EU5 was up to date, had all the drivers, had everything the way that I wanted it for EU5. I installed Factorio, but I didn't do all the other stuff necessary to stream it from Windows 10. Like, I have to transfer my saves, import all my settings, you know, like my custom key bindings and whatever, personal preferences and all that. Just have to pull it from the right files, like I did for E4 and E5. So I'll do that, and I'm probably going to, within the next day or two, just abandon Windows 11. I'm not sure yet, for sure, if I'm going to completely, like, remove it from the computer out of spite, but I might, because I'm mad. I'm very mad at them. So, yeah. Within a day or two, I will have my... Can you tell I sound better? First off, two questions. Do I sound better than 5 minutes ago just because I'm using Windows 11 and the mic is more calibrated? And then also, do I sound better relative to yesterday in terms of health? Do I feel better? I think I sound better in real life than yesterday. Within a day or two, I think I'm going to be able to spend the time to audio file my way into getting all the mic perfect. And then that'll be when I fully transition to Windows 10. And then there won't be a reason to restart the stream. I can just switch gears, you know. Okay, I'm going to leave the game paused because I think we're going to have, hopefully, a good turnout. Since we're, you know, mid-session, a couple hundred people still here. Hopefully we get a few new players, too. I really want to make sure everyone understands, like, this is not a mod that I've played before. This is not something that any of the people in here have really spent a lot of time playing. So you don't need to know how to play Factorial well to come participate. But feel free to join. It's a lot of fun. Password's Ruby. Just search. All you need is vanilla Factorial. It's not Space Age. Yeah, the mic shouldn't peak. The external preamp is configured for this exact setup. This is what I've been using for 2.5 months on Windows 11. Okay, well, anyone that wants to come, feel free to connect. I'm gonna go stretch my legs, get some bathroom water, you know, from the toilet. Hee. And then I can't wait to see what Talkmore has come up with, because he was working on it last night, and I have to assume he completed the project, right? It's totally done. And I have a sneaky plan that I'm definitely going to have some fun with today. Be right back. Hmm. In the last 3 days, I've gone through nearly 2 complete cold and flu things. Man colds are the worst, man. If women only knew, you know, if a woman could ever truly experience a man cold, they just don't understand. They can't. They can't understand. Oh, am I completely wrong, Thiefy? I've been saying, I think, the last few days that that you don't need space age, but do people actually have to have it? Okay, thank you, Ming. I'll take a look at that. Okay, I'll stop making errors on the internet then. Making false claims. Here, I know what I'll do. Let's see, here, I'm gonna go to the general channel. No, I'll go to the Factorio channel, because I've been making mistakes, about Factorio. On the Discord. And, here, let me solve a Sudoku. There. See? My apologies. My bad. I didn't mean to. I didn't know. Do I have any firewall? No. Is it okay for me to say that? You're not trying to hack me, are you? That wouldn't be very nice. You probably should have said that. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, actually. I mean, here's my take, my stance on it is like, and this is actually from lived experience. It's actually a little spooky. So, for the last like 13 years that I've been doing this type of work, you know, I've been in the public spotlight or whatever. You know, I'm not famous, but I'm someone that, you know, how would you call it? I'm a personality. I'm a content personality or person thing. I'm a brand in some ways. And when I was very, very new to the YouTube industry, I didn't want to show my face, and I definitely wanted to protect my kids because they were all really young. They were all under 8. And, in fact, no, Nico would have been 6 at the time. I had like a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a brand new baby, right? And I really wanted to protect our real-world identities. I like deleted Facebook, deleted everything else, tried as hard as I could to like minimize my internet footprint as far as my own personal life, so that I could create a secondary, isolated like firewall, right, between the two things. And like 99.9% of the time, that worked out perfectly. Like, never had any issues at all. But was anyone here when my YouTube account got hacked? It only happened one time. And I know exactly what triggered it. I know how it happened. I knew the second that it happened, but I didn't do anything about it because I just wanted to be optimistic and think that, nah, yeah, I just ran a 1 gigabyte file that didn't work, quote unquote. For a pre-release title, early access that's not on Steam. Suspicious. It worked perfectly. Yeah, it actually did work perfectly for its intended goal, which was to install worms or whatever, rootkit stuff, and then sit quiet and dormant. That's the thing that got me. It did. It did nothing in the moment. It's not like the movies and the shows where, you know, you open an email attachment and then there's a skull and bones and some person sending you creepy, scary messages and blood and guts and whatever on your screen, and Or it's not like the Matrix with, you know, hello, Neo. No, it was just, program didn't work. It's plausible that it was just, there's a problem with the installation, or, you know, it just didn't work. And then nothing happened. For over a month. What I should have immediately done is instantly wipe the hard drive, reinstall Windows, change all of my passwords, like full scorched earth nuclear mode, like as quick as possible. Because they had full access, and they could theoretically have, in just that short period of time, obtained control of everything and, you know, done much worse. Fortunately, all they ended up doing is use the sleeper thing, sleeper rootkit, whatever you call it, and they used my Chrome credentials to gain control of YouTube, and then they turned it into a Bitcoin promotion thing, which is a pretty weak-ass use case. Like, they... all that just to try to promote their Bitcoin? Kind of weak. But anyway, my point is, it's not actually about that outcome that is relevant here. So up until that point, I thought I had done a really good job of like keeping my personal life and my professional life separate, and that I was like pretty well insulated, and that, you know, no one can figure out who I am. And I'm not saying this is like an open challenge. Please don't take it that way, but I don't mind admitting it because it is the truth. One of my moderators called me on my cell phone. And I got hacked. I never gave him my cell phone. I never told him my real name. In the moment when the chaos had happened and the YouTube channel, the main source of this brand, was under attack and gone, one of my moderators was capable, on a whim, if they wanted to figure out not only who I am, my full name, where I live, but my cell phone number, and call me. Say, hey, your YouTube account's hacked. And I was like, what? What the fuck just happened? How is this possible? So, that opened my eyes to the fact that 99.99% of the people that have ever watched this channel ever are not malicious and don't want to do anything like that, even if they could. But it is possible, and that's kind of terrifying. So, that whole long little aside is actually just one big response to the, do you have a firewall, and you probably shouldn't have said that. I basically these days operate under an assumption that if someone wanted to do something, they could. So I use two-factor authentication. I have passwords that even I don't know. I don't download suspicious files and run them for no reason anymore. Live and learn, right? The problem is that I had just gotten... I got a little bit complacent. Not complacent, wrong term. I just got too trusting. You know, generally the way that the workflow is... The way the workflow is supposed to work is I reach out to a company through their PR email address. They verify that I am me by looking at the email address listed under the About section on my YouTube page. Those two things match up. Their company's listed PR contact address, my listed business email address. Those two facts align that, yes, you're you, I'm me, we're talking. And that establishes like a personal relationship with their company. They offer me a CD key that I redeem on Twitch. I use that content provided, like a content creator CD key, to install the game. They then provide me with a one-time use pre-release special beta code that unlocks their game that's already on Steam but not playable, so that they also know in advance, like if I'm a hacker and I'm capable of, say, hex editing their exe file and making it playable, and then I put it on the Pirate Bay, and then I make it so that everyone can play their game before it's out, and I like destroy their business and brand. they know exactly which person did it. Because they know who they gave the code to, they know who had access to it, and they know. So, but the big safety feature there, though, is that it's the email certainty, and also that it's run through Steam. Almost always it's run through Steam. So Steam basically steps in as this is not a virus bodyguard. They wouldn't let them put their game on the Steam Workshop or on the Steam, whatever it's called, Steam Store, without their own checks and whatever. But, you know, you get an email from a company offering to pay you a good amount to sponsor, a good sponsorship, a couple, grand or two to play their game, and here's a beta build, and please check it out, we want you to play. And you get a little too trusting. And that's how that happened. Neat, right? It's actually an interesting story. I think it's a good, it's a lesson well learned. Fortunately, it didn't cost me too much, but in the moment it was absolutely terrifying because, the way that being a YouTube content creator person has worked for most of my time is you're always in fear of content ID strikes. YouTube has a very strict 3 content strike policy where if you get hit by DMCAs and content infringement 3 times, they'll just delete your account. No questions, like no, I didn't mean to. And the reason they're that strict is because they don't want people putting movies on YouTube, or putting music directly on YouTube that's not owned by you. And it's not worth it for Google to litigate the legality of your fair use. They don't give a shit. They don't want to defend your right to fair use, whether it's transformative or not. If Nintendo says that you played a game that they have the rights to, and Nintendo doesn't want you to play that game, even if it's legal and transformative, because Google lets Nintendo upload all of their games and all of their sound effects to the Content ID matching system, if it flags your videos 3 times, you're done. So you're always living in fear of that happening. And the finality of it is, it's happened, right? Like if you Google it right now, you could probably find a few YouTubers who have big channels and they just disappeared overnight, just gone. And it felt like that because one second I had my 200, 300,000 person subscriber YouTube channel, and the next is just gone because I quote unquote violated the terms of agreement of YouTube and me by promoting. They were treating it as if I was the one that was promoting Bitcoin farming and other stuff, which is against their terms of service. So they banned the account. And fortunately, some of the contacts that I made over the years, Quill18, Northern Lion, a few other people, like they have had issues with the past. We all talk. We're all in the same club. In fact, we hang out every third Thursday down at the gym and the pub, have a beer. So, but they helped put me in touch with a couple of the direct human people that work for Google and work for YouTube, and let me explain the situation, and they were able to verify that it was all true. And then they were, this is the part I was scared of. I was really worried that even if I could prove that it was a hacking situation, that the finality of it was permanent. Like, too late, all of your videos are gone. Like, do you guys realize how much content I have made over 13 years? Just in chat real quick, just throw out a number. How many videos do you think I've uploaded? And then I'll tell you the exact number in a second. I'm drawing a blank. What is that called? That stream, I really can't remember it. There is a Social Blade. That's what I'm thinking of. Alright, Social Blade is a website that you can use to get information about YouTube channels without being the owner of the channel. 13,195 videos. So I thought in that moment that all of it was gone. And a lot of people who have much, much lower video counts that do like highly edited content, they keep their content forever. Like they keep it backed up on like RAID devices or on cloud-based storage. But I made so much content that I can't. Like 13,000 videos. Every single one of those is at least 20 minutes long. Many of them over the last 5 years are many hours long. So that is a lot of content. And I thought that they would probably be able to give me my account back, but they would have deleted and purged all the videos. But fortunately they did not. So plus, they actually do have, you know, storage decentralized. Like, when you watch a video on YouTube, you're not watching the copy, the sole copy that they have in the one data center. You're watching the copy that's the closest to you, that has the best ping and whatever, and the server that's not overloaded, and, you know, maybe it's being served to you from Canada, maybe it's being served to you from Yugoslavia, whatever. It's decentralized. They have it stored in a lot of places. So, because we were able to resolve it fairly quickly, they were... I don't know how they did it. It wasn't my job to know, but they were either able to restore everything from a backup from one of the places that hadn't yet removed all the content, but they basically treated me like I was the bad guy, the hacker, because of the maliciousness of the, you know, they were really cracking down on Bitcoin. It wasn't just Bitcoin, right? It's not like Bitcoin evil. It was a scam. It was a Bitcoin scam, where Bitcoin was trying, this hack group or whatever, they were trying to get people to invest in their Bitcoin that then they would pump and dump, you know? Buy our Bitcoin, buy our Bitcoin. A whole bunch of people buy in. The people who created the scam sell at the peak because they created it, and then everyone that invested loses all their money. That's why it was such a big deal. It wasn't just, hey, Bitcoin's cool, you should do Bitcoin. There's a lot of types of Bitcoin that are like that are just scam coin. Bum. Hey, a car. Cookie biscuit. Nice, good turnout. Let's see who's new. I'm going to purge all this for now. Taranola. You first time joiner? I don't remember your name. Yeah, look like you are. Nice. Brand new inventory, got bullets and everything. Welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Appreciate new people coming in. Obviously, I recognize Smiter, Princess, Purcell, Koki, Erkovic, Cookie Biscuit. I think I saw you yesterday, right? You've been here for a while. Yeah, you've been around. And obviously, Ashnitz, Ali, I know all you guys. So, let me check what Talkmore had posted. Where did he put it? Ming. I don't know why I just went down that huge rabbit hole, but did you guys, were you interested in that? Or was that just like a random, why? Why did you do that? All because of that one question about firewall. Okay, I see it. Here's what Talkmore said. Talkmore has created something amazing. Set of instructions number 1. Set of instructions number 2. We will go over these together. I will try to fit it all on the screen at once if I can make this a little bit smaller. Did he put it into the game blueprints file yet? Yes. Okay. So everyone that's in game and also everyone that's watching right now on Twitch, this is the thing. the big reveal. I would advise everyone right now to press B, go to the blueprint library, go to game blueprints, and then you want to right click on this TM Rails for Pi, and then go to create a copy, chuck it into your own game blueprints just so that we all have our own copy, because if we're all interacting with this one blueprint book, and any one player accidentally like deletes it or edits one, it'll affect the blueprint book for everyone. Make your own copy, put it into your My Blueprints, and then you want to, once you've done that, so you go here, right click, make a new copy, put it into your blueprints, then click this, and then put that onto your taskbar. Now we're going to spend a few minutes going over what he has done and why he's a crazy person. Very excited for this. He was showing me last night. It's insane. You know how I like to joke about... I shouldn't say it. Wait, well actually, is Talkmore here? Because if he's not here, I can say it and then pretend like I didn't later. Hee. Alright, this is a better way to do it. Put that there. Alright, how does that look? Can everyone see everything? Don't think he's here. He is here. He's here, but he's in a meeting and he can't hear us. Okay, so you go... After you see this blueprint book, you know how I like to joke about having a touch of the tism? I remember over the last like 7 sessions of playing Pyanodons, seeing Talkmore in the lobby and being like, man, he's here, but he's just like standing there. He's just standing there. He's not doing anything. Well, it turns out he's been playing with his trains. He's just been playing with trains for like 20 hours. And it's awesome. It's amazing. It's really, really, really well done. Really cool. So when I say he's got a little bit more of a touch of the tism, it's a compliment. It's a endearment. Hopefully he understands that. I think he does. So what does it say? I have not read this yet. How to use the Talkmore modular rail blueprints. Do not rotate any of the blueprints because it will break things. Got it. Don't try to do too much in a single grid. Focus on one main output at scale. 120 by 240 brick grid using CyberSyn. I've never seen this CyberSyn mod before, but from what he showed me last night, it's pretty sweet. Basically, it's the ability to do dynamic train requests and deliveries a la circuits, like in Space Age, with like just normal wires and the dynamic like signal thing, you know, with interrupts and stuff. Except you can also... CyberSyn is really good. He'll explain it better later, probably. We'll take a look in the actual CyberSyn mod thing in here in a second as well. All blueprints are parameterized. So you select what inputs the block will need. Let's actually do a demo. I'll try my best to do a demo just following his instructions. I'm going to take my copy of the book. Again, remember, we all should have our own copy because otherwise it might mess up. It's really easy. Like if I... Just to demonstrate, here's my copy of his book. If I go in here and I, you know, I don't know, accidentally delete this one, crap, you know, it's gone for everyone. But if I'm doing it with my own copy, I can just delete the whole damn book, go back to the game blueprints one, create a new copy, and fix it without impacting everyone else. So, let's start with the Railgrid blueprint. So, this is something I love that he's done. So he's made it so that you just, it's all locked. Everything is perfectly locked. So if you want to expand the rail network, you just go here and then boom, it'll sync up. There's signals, chain signals, there's power, there's lights, there's radar, there's everything. Everything is just, it just works. So boom, 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 boom. It's not like doing blueprints that I've used in the past, like my trains, where it's, this is how you make a straight rail, you know? And then you gotta build it as you go. No, it's, if you just want to just go boom and like put the trains everywhere, It'll be everywhere. Everywhere. If you don't want to build, say you don't want this one, say that you want to build this square, this rectangle here. And because like early on we don't have enough rail to build all 4 of these, instead you want to build this one right now. Say we upgrade this one. And then you want to get this one. Instead of trying to like finagle the blueprint, instead you go to the alternate row book. And that one snaps to this one. There are 2 separate books that like kind of snap at different layers of brick stuff. Make sense? That's what the main row and alternate row books are for. So if we're doing main row, brick input output. So boom, we've got our rectangle. And then you just, parameterize blueprint. Any item you want, doesn't matter what. Just say, I need to do this build that I want to do. Let's say I want to make, we actually do want to do this. Let's make it right now. Why not? Say we want to make the circuits. Simple circuit board. So probably the easiest way to do that is going to be for me to like alt-click this. And then remember that these are the ingredients that I need for this build that I'm going to plan on doing. I'm not sure why it's not letting me close this. Alright, so click. So I need tools and battery. Done. Pick an item. I need ceramic capacitors. Done. Air core inductors. I powered resistors. Printed circuit substrates, vacuum tubes, and solder. So assuming that we actually had all of these things being made somewhere in the train, like overall train grid, then they will just be delivered. Like it'll just do it. That's done. Let's go there, like walk over there and look at it now. Oh, I'm in a car. No, I asked to talk more about that. I was a little upset. I was like, okay, so basically you just invalidated my entire session, huh? The bus is pointless, huh? And he's like, no, it's not pointless. It's actually going to serve it's going to serve its purpose probably for like another 5 to 10 hours of gameplay easily, because this is a plan for big energy. So in order for this to function and run well, we need to produce each. Let me get a sec to get up there. Yeah, we don't have the. Someone needs to do this right now, like train track production. Like we need that. Like we need a lot. We need to automate all of the things that are involved in each of these. Like this one costs 1,100 rail, 145 basic electric poles, 110 regular signals, 42 chain signals, and then, you know, whatever. All those things need to get automated. I'm not going to bother trying to explain all the circuits that he did. If he's around and wants to explain it to people, he walked me through it a bit, but it'll just work. It's so cool because, like, you know how sometimes there's problems where you have an inserter stack size bonus, or even if you don't have inserter stack size bonus, if all of these inserters like grab an item at the same time, it can over deliver or under deliver. There's logic in here so that like this one turns off, then this one turns off, then this one turns off. Like it slows down as it gets really close to the number that it needs, and then it'll only ever transfer what it needs. This station that I just built using that parameterized blueprint is going to work with the CyberSyn mod, those items are going to get requested, and so you can see right there, it's going to ask for 6,000 batteries, 6,000 capacitors, all that stuff. And then somehow, I don't know how to access CyberSyn. I don't remember him actually showing me that. Maybe there's a button down here or something. But there's some sort of like CyberSyn interface that he showed me. I just don't know how to find it. Ah, it's probably this cybernetic combinator. Stuff like that, like, it does things and stuff, you know? It just does stuff and things. It just works. It works for fluids, it works for solids. And then it puts all the crap into a warehouse. So assuming that, right this second, we had within the grid, within the CyberSyn train grid that he's designed, we had a build that's making batteries. We had a build that makes these things. And there was any source anywhere in the train network, anywhere, any station. You don't have to set up one station to the next. It's all automatic. It's similar to the LTN mod. If any warehouse anywhere in the network has batteries, a train will be dispatched to move 6,000 batteries from that location to this location. So you, as the person doing builds within these grids, can then just say, give me all those items, and then I'll just do loader, 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 pull them out, then I'll make my build. And that build is going to make green circuits, and I'm going to put them over here in this box. And then if further on, someone down, you know, over here wants those circuits, that station's going to see, oh shit, there's circuits in there, and it'll move them from there to there. Whole thing, super automated. I'm going to remove all this though. For now. And then we can look at the next thing. So this is the brick input output. It does both sides. The input side is always on the left, always. Output side, always on the right, always. And like he said, don't rotate. You don't need to. There's no reason for it. Everything is already done. All of the signals, all of the... It's insane what he's done. This is so much better than like a standard grid-based train system. There's one, a fluid requester and a fluid provider. These again will automatically snap to where they're supposed to go. Although I think I see an error that he'll probably fix. Looks like he's missing a little bit right there. So, I guess we have to fire him now. Probably not a good idea to put solid items into fluid requester parameters, but just posting a bug report for him. Alright, so that is in main row. Okay, so that's that one, and then for the provider, it just grabs in up here, but also that one looks like it doesn't fully connect. It should, I'm pretty sure. It's also just possible that he, he added this as soon as he joined the game, so. Well, bug, whatever. I mean, if it might not even be a bug, maybe I'm just wrong. Okay, so all of these are going to be the same except off scale, and then this is where all the trains are going to end up living. We're going to need to build this thing first before we can even use the system. This is where the trains all hang out, and I think he said it can support 48 1x2 trains. And They're going to get fueled here. They're going to deliver any ash that they create in their engine as they run. And it's beautiful to watch how it works. And then whenever placing a train down, I guess this is important. You can't just place down Loco plus 2 wagon. You need to use the blueprints. Presumably because CyberSyn settings are important. Let me just double check if this goes here. Yeah, there's like, it's asking questions about like what kind of fuel and stuff. For me, I'm just going to let Talkmore handle adding trains to the network. He's the brains behind it, you know? So, yeah. Go back to the instructions, make sure that we understand it, and then I'm going to go automate something. I think I was going to upgrade iron. But if no one else takes the task, I'm going to go automate all the train stuff, because I want to get this working. Right, so it's a grid of 120 by 240. They're parameterized. Select the stuff that you want. Blueprints are on a 240 by 240 grid. As the result, they only work every other row. For the rows in between, there's a second set of alternate blueprints. We just went over that. Inputs go on the left, outputs on the right. It automatically snaps. Input to start building in a grid. Paste the brick input, and remember that there's the alt version if you're snapping to a different row. A box will ask you for your inputs. Select whatever inputs the block requires that are solids. Leave the rest blank if you need fewer than 10 inputs. Each item requested. Each item selected will request one train load of that item to the station. If an item is selected multiple times, it will request multiple train loads. Interesting. No setup is required for the output station. However, make sure to limit the amount that can be stored in the output warehouse. A reasonable amount, but at least a full train. For fluids, there are optional stations for fluid inputs and outputs that snap on top of the standard I/O stations. There are separate stations for requester and provider. Requester station will ask you for up to 4 inputs. You can select the same fluid more than once. Provider station needs no additional setup. Just put your output fluids in any of the 4 tanks. It is recommended to rename the stations to explain what they're doing. Okay, so CyberSyn will work with the stations regardless of what they're called. Good to know. So please add to the end. Please add to the end of the default rather than overwriting the default. All right, let me see if I understand. So if we use main row, brick input output, paste, I want this done. That creates 2 stations. And he wants us to leave this name here and add more to it, like test post. But don't overwrite that. I guess CyberSyn needs this. That symbol must be communicating some information to CyberSyn. And then down here, I assume we've got the same thing. It's probably going to be a provider chest. It's a, whatever that one is called. Passive provider. Okay. The PAX station is for a single locomotive to carry a player to the brick. Don't send a longer train to it. The PAX station. PAX station. All right, so who's doing it? Someone doing train tracks? Nice. I'm actually going to add all of the individual things to the list. Big production of small electric poles. Talkmore decided to use small electric poles because apparently medium electric poles are kind of hard to make. So even though it's a massive train grid, it does use just the basic small electric poles. Chain signals, rail signals, train tracks, electric poles. What else was in there? That's it, really. Actually, does that say, what is that, 12 warehouses? I can't tell what those are. Oh. Oh, this is for robots later. These are not necessary yet. Zone extenders. Eventually those get added. And drone recharging stations. So yeah, we don't need those. Okay. And then for the actual input output, we'll also need, we need to automate the deciders, the combinators, 36 yellow inserters. We need that. We need and cyber scene constant combinators. Also, I guess we're using, there are medium electric pulse being used in some places. Alright, well. Putting it to the top, because all this crap is important. Everyone grab something, go! Pretty cool. So my plan was to... I remember we were talking about how, like, gasoline, who was it? I forget who it was. I don't see their name, but I know who it was. Needed, liquid fuel, and this build is going to stop using liquid fuel as soon as I can get... something. Okay, we want to move to the basic oxygen furnaces are going to melt down the processed iron ore. Okay, memorize where gasoline is in this damn list. What does gasoline look like? Come on. God, there's so many fluids. Holy crap. Okay, so we're going to be adding in borax, which I assume we have borax mining into... hopefully a... Yeah, we have this, it's being washed. And then it's just going into just like one machine here. Anyone in game, someone put that into a caravan outpost. Washed borax. Just so we have a jump start on it. It's only like 6 borax per second. But, I have to do some more math to know how much more we'll need. And then oxygen, I'm pretty sure we already have some, so I'm just going to assume that we have enough. For now. This also wants solid fuel. Which... I have no idea which one that's supposed to be. Perhaps it's this one. Fixed gasoline, which was anthracene casting unit? I also need to figure out sand castings. Sand castings are made in a tar processing unit. I'm gonna need to get creosote. So the end goal is this guy. Just to run one, I've got a total of 24 plate, no, 72 processed iron ore per second. You consume 1.25. 72 divided by 1.25. I can support 57 basic oxygen furnaces. That is a lot. It's 2.5 a second. So roughly, if I did do 57, just call it 60 probably, that would support 60 times 2.5 is 150 per second, divided by 25, it would support 6 machines. That is a lot. Holy crap. What does 60 of this even look like? Four, 8, and 10. Underground's reach? Yes. Two solid inputs. Roughly equal ratio, plus fluid. Except that it needs 2 inserters on the iron. Or a yellow inserter, I guess. No, it's 3 inputs, not 2, because it needs fuel. Alright, so we're gonna give you processed iron. No. Borax. Washed borax. Iron. Processed iron ore. And probably some sort of non-ash coal, ash fuel, like, now I'll just say wood, but it should be something better than wood, presumably. And also, we're gonna feed in oxygen. Okay, holy shit. Holy shit, this thing takes 5 megawatts. If I actually make 60 basic oxygen furnaces, we need 300 megawatts of power. Ugh. Oh, it's not megawatts. Yeah, you're right, it's the solid fuel. Well, 1 inserter is clearly not enough to support this anyway. A yellow inserter is also not fast enough. So wood is actually just inefficient. It's not enough fuel value. We would have to use the thing that's supposed to be on the bus. What's it called? Fiber? Fiber or... yeah, fiber. Okay, if the fuel line is fiber, I would support it, and it's not going to be 300 megawatts. It's just okay. So just this, 60 times. And then for output, we'll just make it simple, just run a pipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could make it super long, or I could make it more like a box by doing this now up. Could also vertically flip it, share the oxygen line. Problem is that I need that pole, so I've got to actually run more pipe. It's fine though. That is only 42. That is a lot of freaking stuff, man. I don't I don't know if I can. This is big. But if I did build it, it would support these 6 machines. Need to add in hot air plus sand casting plus the borax. Although the borax also needs to be used for this, so it's used in multiple places. You keep on using borax. Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to determine like how much iron is this going to end up making. If I ran all of these, we'd be looking at 18.7 times 6 machines at 112 iron plate per second. And right now, the current utilization for the same amount, exact same amount of incoming processed iron ore produces 24. So the net gain is it's going to make 4.6 times more iron from the exact same iron ore input, but it requires borax, oxygen, sand casting, a ton of fiber to support the furnaces. I think we maybe do still want to place this, but only plan on building like the bottom one for now, just so that we know that these 5 belts of processed iron ore eventually end up feeding this whole setup. But for right now, we can just, and if I just get, basically just get one of these online, it nearly replaces the entire existing iron throughput. We get 2 online, we're ahead. We get 0.5 fiber for, okay. Raw fiber. Raw fiber is only 6 megajoules, and regular fiber is 8. Didn't matter. But it might require an upgrade to the inserter. Let's see if this can keep up. Okay. Okay, so if we use raw fiber instead, that will still function. Altogether then, to run this eventually, how big will the build need to be? We need 45 borax per second. There's only 3 yellow belt, no big deal. I'm a little bit overshooting the 72 processed iron per second that I need. We need 900 oxygen a second. Anyone know how much oxygen we make? Like, I know that we have some, I know it got started, but like, can we put it into perspective? What is, how hard is it to make 900 oxygen a second? It's easy, right? Super easy? Barely an inconvenience? One plant. Okay, but it makes 10. So we just need 90. Just 90 of these, but they just need water. It's just water. Oh, I see. 90 electrolyzer Mark 1s would require 10 megawatts of actual electricity. So just a gigawatt. Just a gigawatt. That's not how you pronounce it, is it? But again, if we're only trying to get online like the first 2 rows, then that means we just build like, you know, 18 or whatever of these. We don't have access to solar, no. I don't think, not yet, but what we do have is, at least last I saw, 5 geothermals. We've probably found more by now. There are 2 more available geothermals. Each geothermal provides 7.6 megawatts times 10. So 76 megawatts per geothermal. It might just require a couple people, you know, me or whatever, drive some cars around for a little bit, look for more sources of power. But if again, if we only need like 20% of that, it's not cheap. It's going to be like 100 megawatts to 200 megawatts for now. But the benefit is we'll have twice the iron throughput. And we're already at 650 megawatts, so I'm not asking for that much. It's not that much. It's just a little. Alright, well, let me plop down what 90 geothermal or 90 oxygen makers look like. Bum bum. That's 8. 10. We just need water, right? Nothing else? Pure water. Then how do we get rid of the unwanted oxygen? Sorry, hydrogen? Assume that's going to be a bottleneck. Some sort of flare stack. I can't remember what it's called though. Well, that's 10. I may have gone overboard. Exhaust pipe. Okay. Well, we can figure that out later. These are functioning as exhaust pipes right now. Just empty infinity pipes. Right. So same concept though, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Like, we'll put this somewhere. Oops. Put this whole build somewhere relatively close to this source of 5 belt of stuff, knowing that those 5 can support this. All this gets hooked up to these 6, which are still going to need to get hooked up. The hot air and the sand casting and some borax supply. But this whole thing that's supposed to provide the oxygen needed, you know, somewhere nearby. Doesn't have to be in line. I don't know if it's better above or below or to the side or... This is an extra machines more than it needs, but it's also symmetrical, so it makes it pretty. And then, you know, build out 1 row and then build out 1 row or whatever, you know. You don't have to build the whole thing at once. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 15. So like if you, another way to look at it would be, this machine goes here, this one here, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then each one of these double columns or double rows is producing an extra 5, which is why it can actually support 6, not 5. All right, if we eventually did all this, how much borax are we talking? Not that much. 50 borax a second. That's barely over 3 yellow belt of borax. Water's free. Barely any sand casting, surprisingly. Unless it's not counting the actual math on these, but it must be, because it's counting the hot air. Make hot air. Gas splitter, pressurized air. We don't have do we have a CIMIC boiler yet, or? I think we have this. Yeah, we have regenerative heat exchangers. I remember that. They're used near the geothermals. So we just need warm stone bricks. Or something mixed with pressurized air to create hot air. That sounds like a project for someone else, not me. I'm almost certain there's Nope, totally wrong. Whoa. We are not producing nearly enough power, suddenly. By the way. Do you know the loop, Princess? Do you have a build somewhere that you could just, like, paste anywhere or paste inside my demo world here so that I can conceptualize how much energy it'll take to run the hot air requirements and all that? I'm pretty close to having, It will require 6 machines making sandcasters. No, I read that wrong. Okay, so we just need one machine making the sand castings, that's it. And the tar processing. I have no idea how much it takes to make 50 raw fiber per second. But we have this turd. This is where we get all our raw fiber, right? So...
It's over 9,000!
Riker, thank you for some. Alright, so we get a wood processing unit doing the wood into fiber, and it makes, 0.4? But I need, Eventually I need 50. I just need 125 sawmills. Okay. You're not allowed to say the word turd on Twitch. It's offensive to people or something. Speaking of turds, I feel like we should have unlocked more turds by now. How do we have no new turds? Looks like our next turd is 3 science packs. Microfilters. You get logistics science packs. Perhaps this fiber plan is not a great option, and we should look for an alternative for solid fuel. Maybe, maybe just do coal and, like, take the ash out. This seems like way too much of a fiber consumption type thing. Oh, okay. Okay, there are 4 that we could actually research already. The creature chamber upgrade, the rocks upgrade, the moss farm upgrade, the fish upgrade. Why aren't we researching these? Turds are great. What's wrong? You guys don't like turds? Let's take a look at, like, the, I don't know, just one of them for now. Rock. Freshen up and reuse any wastewater produced by these creatures. They will be drinking the same barrel of water for the rest of their life. Oh, why would we care about barrels of water? Really? That's all it saves you? Is the barrels of water? Turning off lights during night to bring those rocks more comfort. It will also save energy in these buildings and allow them to be more productive in the morning. I don't know how to evaluate what that means. Rock biology naturally produces formic acid in the bloodstream. Use this useful chemical to break down the molecular structure. So the current workflow is that we make a whole bunch of rocks and then we assassinate them all and then we get formic acid out of them. This lets us mix hydrogen with cyanic acid and some formic acid to make ammonia. Oh, awesome. Law Anderson. Glad to hear that. I was a little surprised that it did, and it's kind of not cool, man, you know, if Twitch treats you that way. Well, it seems like science is going kind of slow. We're 18 minutes away from just getting this. 69%, nice. Death spiral. Uh-oh. Somebody's got to figure out circuit logic to keep them powered first. There's an entity in the game called a power switch, you know. Almost no one ever uses this thing, but you can use logic to only send power to the base if the power is satisfied. Reminds me of Volcanus. It is research. We have them. They're right there. Just need mechanical parts. I think there's a ways around. There's ways around it, Allele. I don't think you need accumulators. Like, let me think. let's say that you put the power switch in between a geothermal and the main network, right? So all you need is a logical check, like a gate, an AND gate or something. So if the geothermal produces enough to do a certain thing, and then it, you know, you need 10 steam engines to burn that steam, and then you put down an 11th steam engine, you could then measure the amount of steam in storage in that discrete network. And if there's any surplus steam, then you know that the steam engines aren't running at full capacity. Otherwise, it would be fully burned. So if it's able to accumulate steam, then it has enough power, so then you allow it to connect to the main network. Something like that. And if it doesn't have enough, then you send the power through in a different channel. I don't know. I think that there are ways to do it without a. Have I seen that reptile passing by? Yeah, his name's Frank. He's my buddy. He's the iron hauler. We got 3 or 4 of them. They just run over here and they grab the iron and they run back home. He must have missed the this unit, so this is a Vrock or something, and they'll just haul things around for free. All you have to do is feed him the brains of his other friends. They love brains. Like literally, we murder them constantly. For science. Actual science, not for science like funny, haha. But for science, we murder them. And then we feed their brains to the other ones, and that makes them haul things. It's kind of hilarious. All I know is that it's Factorio. We have power switches. We have combinators. And with enough effort and will, there is always a way. I don't think we need accumulators, but they certainly would make the process easier. Probably. Or like, here's another idea. So the issue is that everything is all totally connected, right? Oh no, this is a much easier solution. Here, I got an idea. Here's what we do. These things make the steam, right? So, for example, I'll just copy this thing in the test world. Here's the solution. I figured it out. I got it. So geothermal, it makes the steam. I have a pump. The pump forces steam down to a single X number of steam engines that make power. Even just one is probably enough. Right? So like just pass the steam through a single steam engine, an 11th steam engine. And then if the steam goes through, it connects to the other 10. So it must go here. And then instead of making this connect to the main network, have this one steam engine be a dedicated steam engine for the geothermal itself. This connects to the main network. This makes up to 7 megawatts, which is more than enough to power these structures. This always has steam priority, so it always has enough power, so it always makes sure that these run. Yeah, easy. We don't need to use combinators or power switches or anything. We just need to be careful about keeping the 2 networks discrete. Easy peasy. Yeah, like how much power does it even take? I doubt the pressure pump is actually doing 1 megawatt. It just needs a little bit of Ba-bum. Well, who wants to drive around to all 5 locations and make them have their own dedicated street power setups? Domo, you set most of them up. Do you mind, or do you want me to help you, or stick on the iron thing? Assuming that the raw borax is in a caravan, I can probably get it building now. It is not. Alright, I'll go do that first. I was just offering to help you update them. There's 5 of them. I know they're really far away. But if you end up using like a generic blueprint for it, it might be easier for one person to do it themselves. I'm not sure. This factory's so dark. Yay, lights. I swear I picked up a whole bunch of brains yesterday. Where my brains at? I have no brains. Dang it. Dice Man, thank you for your Twitch Prime. I'm losing my voice. Hey, how long was the session earlier? I told you guys I can't go more than like 6 out. Like, even 6 is probably still pushing it right now. What, 3 hours, 18 minutes roughly of the EU4 session, EU5 session, and now hour 34. Right around 4 hours, I'm kind of starting to hit my limit. I'll go at least another hour, maybe 2. I better make it an hour. I apologize, guys. I don't think I can do much more than, like... Well, in an hour, it'll have been 2.5 hours of this session, so... I spent a lot of time talking about the new Talk More blueprint, but... I feel bad for people who are, like, really committed to this mod pack and, like, want to play. It's just like, let me play. But all good things come with time or something. Can you edit me, Stone? Edit you, Stone. We have not used any edit cheats. What do you need Stone for? We have Stone over here, Ron. Look, way over here. This right here is a stone caravan. So like if you need stone, we can deliver stone anywhere. Oh, I see. I see. Edit a caravan to send you stone. I misunderstood. I thought you meant like put stone in my pocket. It's like, my bad. Yes. I can't guarantee that we have enough stone supply for it constantly right now, but okay, I need to let me finish this borax route and then I'll do the other. Okay, I'm not editing. If you want to edit that one, Purcell, or anyone else, like I have to run really far and set up another outpost real quick. Okay, well, how big is this thing? Pretty big. I think it's there, I just can't see it because there's no radar. Yeah, it is. Alright, so I think we only have that one stone caravan, unless Erakovic, I remember you set up that thing way down here. Is there a caravan down there, Erakovic? Or... because the stone supply that I had originally ended up needing to deal with yesterday because of the iron processing is empty. This deposit had a complete... it was completely full of stone and that's totally empty. So... I guess Erkovic might be AFK. Well, I'll just run down there and look then. Oh, that's right, my car exploded. That's why I can't find my car. Oh, you're talking in Twitch chat. Okay, well, I'll look it up. I've got spare copies of stuff. And we should have brains, too. Oh, it's not even running. Your build got all foobarred. Or did you just abandon it? Not hooked up. Okay, so what do we do with all this Kerrigan? What's the plan? Another deposit for this, maybe? Um... I don't have enough inserters to, or enough loaders to do this without, whatever. I can't say words, man. Okay, so where did you want the, stone delivery to, Ronald? I don't see it. It's too far back. Wait, never mind. I think I know where. Okay. Got it. One sec. Alright, he's on his way. Be aware that this Kerrigan deposit will eventually fill up, and it's going to shut down stone production. So this is not a permanent source of stone. We need to deal with this Kerrigan if we want to make it permanent. So I could do another caravan outpost with. I have enough to make one more. If anyone could receive the Kerrigan and do something with it. Okay, can you just, like, tell me where to send it so that it could be done later? It doesn't have to be right this second, but, like, I want to leave this really distant location. I'm really far away. And then... overextended pipe means that you need to put a pump. Yep. So somewhere in the pipe path, it'll like change, right? It'll break the pipe and then it'll work up to a certain point, and then before that point you need to put a pump in. Okay, Damn. Damn. I was hoping I could program it without building it. Alright, this holds, Kerrigan. So I guess I will loader it out and split it in with priority. Like, this Kerrigan supply is not gonna... If I process the Kerrigan from that stone mine down there as priority, is it gonna break something before this? Like, is it a byproduct of Kerrigan that needs to go away? Or is it the intent? Looks like it's the same, just coming from an existing stone mine. Okay, so it's probably fine. Probably. Also, that's a shit ton of Kerrigan. This thing is filling the very last spot as we speak. Very nearly. Oh no, it's inputting and then outputting for some reason. Has our dude delivered some stone yet? Hopefully. Nice. He's already on his way back with more. Good boy. What a good little puppy. Ooh, only one item away from rail production. 6 per second. Yeah. You're gonna need a lot more input speed. Wants 8 bolts a second. That's almost enough. I'd even just use a loader. I don't feel like loaders are that expensive at this stage for us now. Like, they're 16 circuits is kind of a lot, sure, but I mean, there's 75 here, so, like, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's strange that you need solder to make train tracks. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but compared to vanilla, that's complicated. Alright, I got distracted by caravan routes, and now I have forgotten how much more needs to be done to make iron work. First off, is iron plate even a priority? Are we struggling for iron anywhere? Absolutely. There's no iron at all. Cool. We need the bricks, and we need the iron. Okay. Well, if we need iron right this second, this is the shortfall. It's that we need more more liquid fuel, at least temporarily. Any liquid fuel, whether it's acetylene or gasoline or whatever. Yeah, we're getting about a third of the iron plate production that we could. Is it true? I feel like it might be true that we could just hook up multiple fluid fuel inputs from different sides and it would just work. Like if acetylene was hooked up here, sharing the same pipes, and then gasoline was hooked up down here, it would try to fill each machine and then fully empty the pipelines. And then I just saw a thing on the Factorio subreddit about somebody making a spaceship, you know, passing the fluids through. Might be too complicated to be worth it, but... Well, I got borax. If I had borax, that means that... Yeah, I think I can start just building it. I'm gonna probably build it in these two things so that eventually we can hook it up to a train grid. So does anyone want to help me make, you know, just a small 60 oxygen furnaces, 100 electrolyzers? Just kidding. Like 10 would be nice. Actually, what I'm going to do is just hook up the existing oxygen rather than even making electrolyzers. But know that we probably do need a lot more oxygen production. Oh, that's carbon dioxide. But it looks like oxygen. Damn it. That's oxygen. This isn't messy at all. Okay, oxygen in, oxygen wrong. Oxygen in, wrong. Oxygen in, wrong. Oxygen wrong. Then bring processed iron down, which I totally forgot to do the inputs for. Awesome. Cool. Alright, I'm not playing well tonight. Why did I think that this was a complete build? It doesn't even have the frickin' inputs. Oh no, it does. What am I talking about? They're right there. I already did do it. I did do it. I did do it. I just forgot. I did do it. Okay, so to get this new form of iron on, all I need is at least like 6. Just get enough to run one. Melt down the processed iron ore. Hook up the rest of this oxygen line. Belt down the borax from right here. From right here? Here? Right there. Borax down, oxygen down. Divert with priority this processed iron ore. So down, down, down. Route it this way and over. Hook it up over here. And we'll have a pipeline of molten iron. Then just build and place one casting unit Mark 1. Utilize the borax feed. Connect it to the molten iron feed. I saw that this one is running a little bit. I don't know where. Oh, this is the molten iron. That's why. We gotta do the sandcaster. And then figure out this hot air situation. We're at 2%. Well, there's an easier way to look at it. If you go to the Pyanodon Codex, go to the homepage, and then scroll down, there's stats. We've done 14% of the tech tree. Whether that means we're 14% through or 2% through, I don't know. But, you know, who knows how much harder it gets. But those are the stats. I'm going to be right back. Ugh. $24 losses? Probably destroyed things, like destroyed chests, cars. Underground belt that someone drove over. Me. Probably. I mean, I drove my car at 240 kilometers an hour directly into a rock. And then somehow I walked away unscathed. It was pretty surprising, actually. I thought that my character would die too. Like I said, it was probably all me. Alright, I gotta put a time limit of about 45 more minutes for today. And then I'm gonna head to bed. Well, not head to bed, but I've got nighttime routine with the grandma. We're watching more Outlander, and then hopefully tomorrow the cold will be kicked fully, and then I can easily go 6 to 8 hours. We can do 2 full sessions of both games. We'll end up doing about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes today of Factorio, which is not 4, not 5. I apologize. Alright, I want to get at least one of these oxygen things built. Oxygen furnace mark 1. At least one, also known as 6. I want 6 oxygen furnace mark 1s, right? 6. You bastard. Give them back. Took all the circuits. How come we're not making any circuits? What's wrong with our battery production? Where's the Formica? Why no Formica? Why no raw fiber? Oh. Oh, thank goodness. Don't take them. I need them. Okay, and then just raw iron plate. No idea what tab I'm looking for here. So many. Shit. It's on that tab. Alright, we'll get that first row built out. I need some yellow inserters. Any underground belt or any pipe? J-Way, they don't need power. They're actually not, they're not burners. Read it again, it's mechanical. They're an entity called a mechanical inserter. They don't take power. They just work infinitely forever for fun. Kinda cheaty, but, you know. Oh, Best way that I've been doing it is look at the start of the bus right here, as an example. So in this mod pack, underground belts can go 8 distance, which means you can go under an inserter, under 2 machines, under an inserter, and then still back out. So you just run a fuel line right through 2 assemblers, and then just run a fuel belt. There's a fuel line of wood that goes between, right above right here. And then make sure that you're using, if you're not familiar with the mod pack, JB, certain fuels will create ash. If you go to Pyanodon Codex, and then go to ash, or to, I think go to the solid fuel values, or there's somewhere there's a way to see which fuels create the ash and which ones don't. But you want to make sure that you're not using ones that make ash, usually, because otherwise you don't want to have to process the ash. That's why it's a wood line. Which is kind of silly, because I'm pretty sure if you burn if you burn wood, you do get ash. You know? Like, in real life. What am I doing? Why am I not just using this? But I forgot about blueprint shotgun. Wait, no, don't do it there. Should have actually checked to see if there was other stuff I needed. I do this a lot, spend a lot of time walking back and forth. I'm excited to see how big this space is in another week. Like, it is so big already, and we are not even using drains yet. Like, it's gonna be kinda silly. Ah! So sick of this cold. Borax. I brought a whole bunch of this crap down so I can put it in a box. Caravan outpost? Nice. Okay, that's that one. What am I doing? That doesn't go there. Yes, it does. What are we talking about? Processed iron. That's this line up here. This is a five lane full saturation, so we need to do like something weird maybe? Like prioritize that. Eventually the priority should be to the better processing, so we'll have all of it output priority right. And for now I'm just going to bring down one. Okay, we're gonna melt some iron. Good night, will tell you. That's enough to at least get this thing working. And then molten iron comes out here. I need to make one. I don't need to make one. There's already one sitting up here basically not doing anything. Let's steal this one. Okay. Bum. Ultimately, then, we're ending up with 6 of this thinger. There should be space to fit it within one thing still. I don't know, I'll just put like here. Run the molten metal crap over here. Can I have one of these? What? I picked it up, didn't I? Oh, that was one of these. Right. Casting furnace. Damn. Damn. 6 p.m.? Yeah. I said I'm gonna give myself like another 25 minutes. I don't want people to feel like we didn't get much time to do anything. Plus, I'm really close to getting the first casting machine online, so I'll probably wrap up pretty shortly after that. If it takes me more than 25 minutes, I'm doing something wrong. One single casting machine is almost equivalent to the entire production of that 180 gasoline per second gas engine smelting complex, or array. So just getting one online will be good. Also, there's a second recipe. We don't need to use something. I don't need to use the heated air. That just it makes it more efficient, so I'll probably not do that to start. Never mind, there's hot air here. What? What? Is there any way that that hot air could be used? Ashnitz, are you here? Is that hot air, ratioed, or is it... Could I, like, hook into that? Because that would let me turn on the, better recipe, actually. What did I need? Casting. I want to make a casting. I need... That's what I was going over here. I needed, find concrete. I meant to ask and totally forgot because I'm tired and got distracted, but, was it at all noticeable, anyone in chat, whether or not, the ads were doing what they were supposed to? I hope that it was less annoying. What is that thing? Because of the intermetallics? I need. I do quite like the caravans. It really offers like a nice low-tech feel to the mod pack. Because yeah, we're still using burner assembly machines all over the place, and then there's just these like big old beasts running around moving shit. It's kind of fun. It's cool. Crap, this is not running yet. Or is it that one that I need? Nope. I see. The stuff on the bus is just not yet functional, but we have a bootstrap set up over here, I guess. I'm also very pleased that the caravan system is working perfectly without a single, like, problem based on that single one-time attempt that I did at an interrupt. It just, like, worked. It's pretty great. I thought for sure it was going to break. Okay, what in the hell is this other thing? This five something. Aluminum plate. That didn't help at all. And where the hell am I? Okay, it's right. Okay, it's this way. Got it. What is this whole freaking process? Jeez. Antimony oxide, duralumin, nickel, titanium. Make vitrolloy. Fancy. I think I just need one more intermetallic so I can make a second one. Whoa, that animation was sweet. Yeah, there it goes. Sweet. No. Need logs. Alright, I have technically, officially increased iron production. Technically. Kind of. Because I'm gonna put down 2 casting units, which is like 36 iron plate. Okay, the borax. Just keep on coming forward. One inserter's plenty. And then hot air, I'm gonna just turn that off for the moment. I would like... What? No power. Oh. Right, that makes sense. Sand castings. Need this. Just one, though, altogether. Keep on running around. Thank goodness for the 350% run speed stuff. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, this stuff's insane, it's so great, oh, it's a godsend. Like, without it, we would be so screwed. Base way too big. I have to imagine they added it after lots of feedback about, like, how big the bases need to be. Or maybe right away, who knows? Yeah, that makes 2 per second, and these only need 0.25, so just one thing is enough. The other thing I need is creosote. I hope we have creosote somewhere. There's a void creosote, and a tank with almost none in it. Well, I want to try out a fluid outpost now. Don't really need much. My creosote needs are... Well, I need 20 creosote. I need 15 creosote a second. Any idea how much is made? I'm gonna actually hook up... I want to try out a fluid caravan hooked up to the bus. I see where it's being voided, so I'm gonna make like a priority, like before it gets voided, it gets a chance to go into the beast network or whatever it's called. Whatever you want to call it. Creosote. Oh shit, there's 11,000 creosote in the sinkhole. We get it back out? Or is it gone forever? Give back. I want. Give it. try to reverse the pump? I mean, there was no pump that I saw, but I'll try putting a pump hooked up to it, but I doubt it'll work. I am not optimistic. Need power. Crafting one right now. Do you have one? Here. Personal robots yet. What's a robot? We have beasts. Yeah. This is so sad. There's 11,000 in there and I don't think it's possible to get it out. It just won't come out. It's just in the hole. It's waiting for like what? 40k probably, and then it'll delete it all at once. That's so sad. Editing a caravan. Never mind, apparently a caravan cannot move fluid. So how do I do fluid caravans? Well, let's consult the thing. Now, barreling should allow for a... See, like right here? This is a caravan fluid outpost. It lets you put fluid directly into it. So I assumed that, like, the beast could haul it, but, well, what is a fluid caravan? How do we make a fluid caravan? Oh. So he's gonna have his own little special pack? Aw. Yeah, you could barrel it, but I want to try out this. I want to see what his little backpack looks like. It'll be so cute. It looks like it's all the same ingredients as a normal caravan, except also like 2 pumps and a pie pack. A pie pack. Pie tank. And I had one of those at some point. I put it into this box right there. I thought I did. Appears to be gone. Need some lead. This isn't going to be awkward to track down at all. There's just so many icons. I can't look at these pipes. I mean, look at that. Like, you can't find anything without, Jesus. You cannot find anything without, like, map, Control F, search. Like, what? There's just too many freaking things. Is this lead? This is it right here. Okay, so I need a pie tank. That means I can make a fluid caravan if I just go collect all the crap out of the machine that wants to make normal caravans, which should be right there. Give that. I need a generic Earth DNA sample, and I need saline water. It looks like it can't be handcrafted. And it's fine. Where do the generic Earth DNA samples come from? Here? Biosamples? Biocontainers? I think that's enough to get one biosample. I think they're gonna make a total of 10, and then I can grab one. I didn't be one in the belt already, actually. Alright, there it goes. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get the dude with the backpack. Have seen the horrendous 4 liquid building you had to use for batteries? No, where is that? Can you ping it? What am I working on? I'm trying to set up the final stage for the last bit of iron. All I need is creosote, so I'm making a fluid caravan because I want to see what they do. And then that's my last job for tonight. 4 fluids, huh? So you got carbon dioxide. Is that creosote, actually? No, it's muddy sludge. Cyanic acid, sure, fine, yep, And that makes melamine. Melamine. Sounds about right. Alright, I have a fluid caravan. And 2 fluid caravan outposts, so let's see what he looks like. He's gonna be such a cutie. I sure hope that, you know, the creosote production is enough to make the iron actually work. And if not, it's gotta go on the task list. Also, it is 6:27, so like 5-minute warning. If there's anything that you're working on, try not to start a new project. Make sure to update the task list if there's something that you are working on, and you know, if you think it needs to be done, especially if you're not going to be present, or if you aren't sure if you can make it. Like, I think it's really important that we avoid having people do projects, but then not explain that they won't be present. Because then it gets lost, you know? And we don't know. Editing a caravan. That's not any different, dude. Come on. It's blue instead of red. Blech. I expected a cute little pack. Fill self-fluid. Sure. I guess that makes sense. Well, he's gonna wait for a lot of creosote. Whoa. Well, that's an interesting number. I knew Factorio was accurate. I just didn't realize it stored that many decimal places. Meanwhile, Paradox truncates to the 10th place. Yeah, if you can bump up creosote production even just a little bit. Again, for the 2 iron casting machines that I'm about to place, or have placed, that just need creosote, I'm pretty sure all I need is, I need 15 creosote per second. But no. I need 15 creosote per second to support the entire build, and I'm only building a third of it. So I only actually need 5 creosote a second right now. But eventually I'll need 15. Still editing caravans. Alright, big boy, bring over whatever you got. Oh, and I need sand. Damn it. Gravel becomes sand in a jaw crusher? Okay. Okay, I have a jaw crusher, I'm pretty sure. Jaw crusher making sand from gravel. Makes 3 per second. I don't need more than that yet, so this is plenty. Where's my boy? Come here, boy. Come on. Where are you? I know I sent him. Should be on his way. Little boy. Little dumbass. There he is. Come here, boy. Where are you? Passing by some furnaces. You can do it. You can do it. There he is. What do you got? 5,000? Nice job, buddy. Wonder how much he can actually carry. Probably 40k? Same as the pie tank? Had to guess. Okay, maybe I can get this last task done. Also, I need to find... I need one more caravan outpost. Nice, perfect. I can make exactly one. It's like the game wants me to be happy. No loaders, though. Alright. Is it working? Got some sand castings. So, damn it. I want to make a deposit. Alright, at this rate, we're already 5 minutes over, it's gonna be 7 soon. I'm gonna only allow myself one last thing. I'm not going to... I did at least do the task. I hooked up gravel to the thing, so... it's done. But I would forget. Run over here, grab some iron plate, make a deposit. That's what she said. Hee. I'm a genius. I'm running really far away because I need iron plate to build a deposit, and if I had just stayed near where the iron is made, I would have iron. It's definitely not addicting, I know. I mean, it's a pretty cool attempt at fun. Like, they gave it a college try. Certainly not very addictive or anything. Alright, all this needs then is... Or 3? Call it 4, whatever. Behold, iron. It's not hooked up to anything yet, but it'll be the very first thing I do. So what was the math I did earlier? It was like 4.5, 4.6? I think it was like no, maybe even 5.2? I forget. I did the math. Well, actually, hold on. Let me go here. The theoretical output of 6 of these, 6 casting machines can use 5 belts of this, which is what we have. Eventually, once everything's all built up, this will make 112 iron plate per second versus the 24 we're getting right now. 4.7 multiplier. Even a third of that. With just 2 machines, we're getting 50% more iron plate. 50% bonus iron. But it needs to get hooked up, and I've got to do all the caravan stuff, so let me add that to the task list. Finish. I need to add, like, logic so that it... Until this whole thing is built, we should still use the gas-powered crap, but also it should really prioritize only doing that if the current amount of this that's been built out isn't sufficient. There. Perfect. That's all it needs to say. That's how I'll remember. Yeah, this thing prints iron directly, like, it prints out. This is also not even the full recipe. Shit. That's right. This is the non-hot air recipe. With hot air, I'll need to... Ah, damn. I'll have to figure it out. I need of that. Okay. Hopefully everyone had a chance to do some builds and do some stuff. We got to talk about Talkmore's cool train thing, which we then proceeded to do absolutely nothing with. Except I did see, I'm okay, I don't want to be that negative, I'm sorry. I saw we've got rail is maybe close to being mass produced. How many of the other stuff got knocked off the list? Train stops, warehouses, combinators. Yeah, the list is getting a little long. We're gonna have to clean this up soon, but it's gonna be... I tried to place my current builds within these first 2 so that, like, eventually, after we get the first trains going, it can just get incorporated directly into the grid, and then we just start going boom, 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 you know, just do it. It'll be sweet. So. Okay, I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna wrap up here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow morning around 10 is my goal to start for E5? Fucking 10 years of saying E4. Around 10 a.m. we'll start E4, and then around 10 a.m. I'll play E5, and then we'll hopefully have a full 4 hours of this save as well. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It does not work. So, all right. Hope you guys had fun. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for your support. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Good night.